man, oh man, oh man. Look at the mountains in the back. Yikes. How's it going, all you beautiful muggies? It's Muggy here, and welcome back to Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. We're back at it again with the BCP Reverse Fix mod created by MaxXD. Once again, this mod is going to retexture the game to match that of Mario Kart Tour, maybe a little over-exaggerated, most likely like Wave 1. Once again, if you guys are new to this channel, don't forget to hit that subscribe button down below so you guys don't miss out on new content. But as always, if you guys are ready for the show, then let's go! For the first track, we are here in Amsterdam Drift, straight from Mario Kart Tour. The only reason why we're here checking out these tracks was because this mod was recently updated, very recently, to include all the way up to Wave 5. We only have to wait until the Wave 6 drop, so then the mod can be updated once again. So we're back at it again with this mod pack. It's going to be great to go through the other cups. Here we're going to be going through these 4 sets here. Amsterdam Drift, I remember when this track first dropped out, the whole train section here was pretty sick. The grass is greener than you could ever possibly imagine. As you already know, this whole thing's supposed to look like plastic for the most part. At least that's what the graphical art style is for Mario Kart Tour, in a very over-exaggerated note. Now, I know these kind of videos can be a very controversial, you know, kind of content to make here, since a lot of people like to defend it and stuff like that. Now, that's not bad. There's nothing wrong to defend, you know, Mario Kart's Tour art style. Honestly, I think it's great that you guys really have the that passionate drive to really like say, yo, this game is not bad and it's over exaggerated in the way it's really shown in this mod, but it really adds, you know, a lot of debate into the comment section, which once again, I don't necessarily think it's much of a bad thing, but I will say I do acknowledge the fact that these kind of mods can be very controversial in terms of how people view the BCP in general. I know, once again, Wave 1 wasn't exactly the nicest quality wave we've ever gotten. There goes the double blue shell. But at least they've gotten better in some cases here and there. A lot of tracks have gotten a very beautiful upgrade. Some tracks, not so much, but I do think Amsterdam Drift is just a very solid in-between. You know, it looks like Mario Kart Tour, but it also can, you know, have its own thing here in Mario Kart 8. But that was, once again, Amsterdam Drift from Mario Kart Tour. For the second track here, we have GBA Riverside Park from Mario Kart Super Circuit. This one obviously being the tour port, since it's, I mean, once again, you guys know about the BCP. All the tracks, all the models were pulled from Mario Kart Tour and then kind of retextured and revamped for the Mario Kart 8 DLC, which I think is, you know, interesting approach for DLC, given that the original DLC that we got in for Mario Kart 8 Wii U, well, that all the tracks were originally made from the ground up and stuff like that. This one kind of a weird in between in terms of how Nintendo's giving us this kind of content. You know, they're new tracks, of course, at least in terms for Mario Kart 8 Deluxe's sake, but they are obviously being pulled from Mario Kart Tour. I want to know what you guys think about that. Like, exactly how do you find yourself in the spectrum from 1 to 10? Like, okay with this kind of redistribution of content, especially for DLC on a video game, okay? Because a lot of people, you know, you could be like, oh, well, yeah, no, it's cool because they're still giving us new tracks anyways, whether they're pulled from another game or not. I'm more on the spectrum of not too okay with it. Like, from a 1 to 10, I'm more like a 3, you know? I don't think Nintendo or any company should just be pulling content from one game and just straight up porting it over into your main game as DLC, because it does come off as very lazy to a degree. Now, once again, it's not like no efforts being pulled all together, since they are retexturing this. I mean, look at this, just as a mod alone. I mean, this one person went out of their way to retexture this, like the grass, the ground, the bridge. Look at the trees. This reminds me of when I reviewed this track the very first time when Revyy pulled the model and just straight up poured it over into this game, and it didn't look much different than it is when it got released for the BCP, and it doesn't look that much different than it is now. It's just the texture's a lot different, but the model's still the same. So like, what do you guys think about that? Oh boy, DKs Summit, look at this track. Oh boy, Wheeze DKs Summit. Here we're at for the third track. It's a lot of very, very, very low quality textures. Holy schmoly. Oh my god. This is exactly what I was kind of talking about from the last race. Wow, I blew out. Wow, great start. Man, oh man, oh man. Look at the mountains in the back. Yikes. Yeah, we're in that kind of weird stage as a content creator, at least for my channel. I don't know about other channels, you know. But we're in this weird in-between where we've already kind of covered these tracks, you know, the very first time as modded ports before their official release as DLC. Then we covered the DLC tracks as they were released from Nintendo. I did it in a live stream if you guys haven't checked that out. But now we're back at it again with the BCP Reverse Fix mod. And god, it's just so weird, like seeing the in-between of like, okay, what happens when you take the original track and you port it into the game from Mario Kart Tour, right? But you know, the textures look pretty dull. Then Nintendo releases it and they kind of spruce up the textures, you know, make it look nice and you know, pretty and updated and stuff like that. So it looks cool. But then you're kind of reverting back by downgrading the texture work entirely, but not too much where it looks dull. It's still vibrant and bright, like it's legit from Mario Kart Tour. Now, my biggest question, I guess, from XXD, if I know they watched my videos before, so if you're watching this video, hi, I enjoy your mod pack. It's really fun to cover them, and I think it's a very interesting way to kind of play these tracks again. That being said, my question is to you, if you are watching this video, what are you doing exactly for these textures? Like, I would assume you're recreating it from scratch yourself, just using Mario Kart's Tour, like just playing the game, like the actual mobile game itself, as like inspiration, or like a, I guess like a base. Well, I would say inspiration. There's a word for it, but yeah, using it as inspiration or as like a blueprint to exactly how you're gonna make these tracks look like. Or do you just some textures you pull yourself from the game and just kind of like throw them back into this? I don't know. It's a lot of speculation for sure on my end. I don't know about you guys, but I do like to have a little fun kind of figuring out how exactly this was done. Oh my god, I need to go. Go, 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 go. Make it to the end. Let's go! Hell yeah. Well, that was Wheeze DKs Summit. Very interesting looking track. Just white. And look at the mountains in the background. Like, come on. You can't defend that. For the final track, we're here at Yoshis Island. This is original track, at least at the time it was, when they included into the DLC. Here we are at it again, with the downgraded textures. Now this one isn't really gonna be that noticeable, mainly because when this track came out, it had its own unique thing. It was gonna have its own art style altogether because it was pulled, what am I doing that? Hello? Pulled straight from its own source of the game, you know, it has its own, like, somewhat shell-shaded art style. I think it looks great how it looks in the vanilla game. So this one is going to be a little bit, just a slight bit difficult to spot the difference, but there's a couple here. I already noticed the road, you know, the grass. Any formation of like terrain is usually the easiest way to kind of see the difference. Obviously being the vegetation, that being grass and the trees. That's the easiest one. But this one, like I said, it has its own art style by default, so it's gonna be a little bit tricky to notice the difference, but I mean, it's there, part of the mod pack, of course. If you didn't retexture Yoshi's Island, then it would definitely stand out. Oh, no, 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 no. I'm tired of these blue shells. Like, I get it. I've been first, but, like, come on. I will say this is a great track altogether. I think it's fun. I wish this was the kind of track that we got more of. These kinds of tracks, you know, original recipe for the DLC. Like I mentioned before, I mean, you're porting the tracks is one thing as is, but then kind of like, you know, when you give us original tracks in between, then it kind of makes us a weird experience. Like, you're giving us original tracks, but they're also, at the same time, you're giving us one from the mobile game, like, hey, yo. The bathroom, I already forgot what it's called, the squeaky sprint circuit thing. I forget what it's called. You guys know what I'm talking about, from Wave 5. That's a new track they also gave us, but you also gotta know, if you guys pay attention, remember, these are all supposed to be in Mario Kart Tour one way or another. Even though this track debuted first in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, that did not mean that this did not get released in Mario Kart Tour, because it eventually did. It was planned for that. They were just like, oh yeah, here, put this in Mario Kart 8 so they can be happy. Like, sure. Can I get this? Oh, come on, I missed that every time. Excuse me, cool mans. I'll never get the bridge. Oh, must be nice. Must be nice to get it. Right. Whatever. I'll take my way all the way to the end. Make it! Let's go! Once again, Yoshis Island. From Mario Kart Tour, right into this game. Doesn't look that much different. Alrighty, well that's gonna be it for this video of Mario Kart 8 Deluxe of the BCP Reverse Fix mod created by MaxXD. Once again, all the stuff's gonna be down in the description below, so you guys can download it and play for yourself. It got recently updated, so you can go all the way up to Wave 5 and play all those tracks, and we're gonna go through those as we get through those tracks ourselves. That being said, if you guys did enjoy this video, don't forget to hit that fucking like button, because your boy over here, well, appreciate it. But as always, I'll see all you beautiful muggies in the next one. Bye-bye! Do you guys like my new shirt? I think it's really great. I got piranha plants, fire flowers, and all this other kind of fun stuff. It's a cute, fun shirt. I thought it looked good in it.